Hey, what's going on? Aaron here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be checking out Outlier.ai, and maybe you're wondering, is this a legit opportunity for you to make money as a freelancer? Can you really get some AI jobs? Let's check it all out. Maybe it's a waste of time, all right? Anytime, if you want to get my favorite way to get to $10,000 a month or more, 100% from home, click the link below and I'll share with you my favorite strategy. Now, on this channel, I've reviewed literally hundreds and hundreds of different strategies, websites, apps, business models to make money online, and some of them are really good, but a lot of them are a big waste of time. So let's check out Outlier.ai to find out whether this is a good way for you to make money or is it a big waste of time. All right, now Outlier, if you check out their website, it's really nice. Okay, they've done a really good job on the outside. It looks like a cool website where you can come to, you can just view different opportunities, and I'll show you how to do that in a second, right? And essentially, they've got a whole bunch of different jobs in different areas, okay? Math, chemistry, law, history, coding, data science, right? And other 30 other expert domains, okay? So this is kind of how it works. They've got a lot of different AI types of jobs. Some of them require you to rate and rank certain things. You're basically training AI to do a better job, right? You can do things like open rewrite, okay? And you can do things like multimodal, all right? So just kind of help the AI to get trained better so that it makes a lot more sense and it'll do a better job for people in the future, right? So a few things that you have to understand. Let's just talk about it a little bit, right? So to get started, you can pretty much, get started from anywhere in the world, right? So onboarding process, people will basically onboard you. It's basically like getting a job. You're going to see a job article, a job post. Sometimes people will reach out to you on LinkedIn, okay? And you'll basically go through the process like it's an interview. Then you'll jump onto a Zoom. You'll get interviewed if you get the job. They will put you through the different processes, and then after that, you'll actually do the job, and then you get paid. It's pretty much as simple as that. It's basically an AI freelance website. Now, there are some issues. We're going to talk about that in a second, but I just wanted to share with you, exactly what it is, right? Now, in terms of qualifications, it depends on the job. Some jobs have zero qualifications. You can be anyone as long as you can use a computer. You can do it. There are some jobs, though, that are pretty complicated because they require, a coding background. You need to understand C#+, HTML, different types of coding like Python as well. Some of them don't require that at all. So it just depends on what you're actually applying for, okay? Now, the pay will vary. It is very much dependent on the job. They're going to be very transparent. They will tell you how much you get paid, things like that. You get paid out weekly via PayPal or AirTM, okay? The hours also will vary depending on the project. Some of them are, again, very little. It could be 5 to 10 hours a week. Some of them will be 40 hours a week or more. It just depends on the project, okay? So let's talk about the projects and what, you can kind of expect here. So let's just look at coding, for example, okay? You're going to see a bunch of different coding jobs, and it looks like they've got a lot of coding jobs. You can see here, coding expertise for different areas: Colombia, Egypt, Philippines, Turkey, right, India, okay, United States. Let's check this out. Remote coding expertise for AI training, and then you can have a look here at what's the requirement, okay? We'll look right here. You can apply for the job, okay? You can attach your resume through different methods, which is really cool. You fill out your education. They have a few more questions, and then you can submit your application, all right? Right here, you can see Outlier is looking for talented coders to help train their artificial intelligence models, right? Current role, so these are the expertise that are required. You have to be proficient in some of the things that I mentioned earlier: Java, Python, TypeScript, C#+, okay, C++, right? Now, if you don't have these skills, then you can't apply for this particular job, but there might be other jobs that you can apply to as well. And if you want to apply, you can just click apply here, all right? So it's as simple as that. Now, if you look on their website, they have a ton of jobs, literally tons and tons of jobs, and it looks like it's very easy to get a job, but we're going to talk about that in a second to find out whether it's really that simple or is it a little bit more difficult? Okay, so if you're based in the Philippines, they'll tell you here, right? This is for Brazil, Colombia, Egypt, Philippine countries only. You can click apply here, right? And you can apply on the bottom here. Pretty much similar, all right? These ones also require these skill sets right here. So if you don't have these skill sets, you can't apply, all right? Now, here's the interesting thing about Outlier AI, right? So I have done, a few reviews on Outlier AI before, and essentially Outlier AI is a brand new company, all right? So they are going through a lot of growing pains. They're growing very aggressively. They're reaching out to people on LinkedIn and things like that. And I always like to find out whether a brand new company or a make money opportunity, is it really legit? Does it have problems? Does it have growing issues? Is the customer service okay? Are they really paying out? All sorts of things like that, right? Now, one of the websites that I like to use, this is not the only one I use, but I like to check out Trustpilot, because Trustpilot is a third-party review website, and it's good to see whether there are trends in the negative areas, or is it always just good stuff, right? Now with Outlier, you can see here that it's rated very poorly, 2.1 star, 160 reviews, right? And anything under 4 stars is bad. This one has 2.1, which means it's really, really bad. All right. Now, while it is important for you to take reviews with a pinch of salt, because sometimes they're not 100% accurate, right? Because you have to remember that it's usually only people that have a bad experience that like to leave a review, okay? People that have good experiences, generally they don't leave a review, right? But what I like to look for is I like to look for patterns, right? So if the patterns are there, then there is usually something to that. And with Outlier, you can see that the 1 star completely outweighs the 5 star. If it was pretty balanced, then you could say, okay, it's not so bad, right? But 1 star is 67%. And the 5 stars is only 16%. So there are a lot more people complaining than there are people that are leaving good reviews, right? So I like to see if there's a pattern, right? And generally speaking, with a pattern, I'm not going to go through all of these. You can see that a lot of people, and this is very recent, right? 6 days ago. You can see this one right here, 6 days ago. You can see this one is, this month, a couple of weeks ago. You can see this one a couple of weeks ago. This one is, only about a week ago, right here. This one is a couple of weeks ago. So it's very, very recent, all right? Now, I'm not going to go through every single, review right here, but here's the general gist of what people are saying. Some people are saying that they're not being paid out. Other people are saying that it's a very, very messy company, which, by the way, is accurate, because Outlier is a growing company, right? So they're going through a lot of growing pains, and maybe they're growing a lot more quickly than they can manage. And what's basically happening is a lot of people that are being employed by Outlier, they are falling through the cracks, okay? So if you decide to join Outlier, you fill out an application, maybe you even jump on an interview with them. What a lot of people are saying is that it's very messy. They're not being given clear instructions. They don't really know what to do on the job that they're actually hired for. And then what's actually a bigger problem is that they're not being paid the amount that they had agreed to be paid in the first place. So with some of the jobs, they say that you basically get promised a certain amount of pay, and then after that, they reduce the pay aggressively. And, I left this on my old review as well. Very, very similar. Nothing has really changed that much, all right? So things should be getting better. And there have been people that have said some good things about it. But essentially, what a lot of people are saying is that, it's a waste of time. They're not really getting jobs. The meetings are very inaudible. There are a lot of people that don't speak proper English. They're not being trained properly. They're not being onboarded properly. Some people, it's not that they don't pay their people. Some people, you are getting paid for the most part, but some people are missing out on pay. Some people are getting lower than what was promised to them. A lot of the projects, the goalposts are being changed. So, they might be having certain goals now, and then after a week they change the goalpost, they reduce the pay. So it's just a very difficult company to work for. Okay, now, this is for some people, not everybody, because otherwise you would see a lot more complaints, right? But in general, more people have said that it's not that great compared to the people that have said it's great, okay? But there are some 5-star reviews, okay? There are some people that have said that it is pretty good, okay? They have been making some income. It's been fun. They've been able to, have some good projects. It's a, fair employer, things like that, okay? So here's what I would say. Okay, the company has some growing pains, right? Okay, so things like that, right? So here's what I would say. I would say that Outlier is a fast-growing company. They do have jobs, but it depends on your luck. You might be one of those people that comes in and you have a great experience, you get onto a good project, you work it, they pay you, no problems. But you might also be unlucky and you might fall between the cracks. You might experience, bad onboarding, you might not get the right training, you'll have goalposts that are switched, you can't get access to customer service, and you don't get paid the right amount of money that was promised to you in the first place. And I think that is the biggest problem. Okay, so you have to kind of take this as a pinch of salt. Just look, if you're going to work for Outlier, if you're going to apply for one of the jobs here, or if somebody reaches out to you on LinkedIn because maybe you're an experienced tech person, right? Maybe you're a good coder. You just have to understand that you may or may not experience some bad things with Outlier because they're a growing company. They have a lot of growing pains, and there's a lot of holes right now within the business. Okay, or you could just say, okay, I'm not going to even work with them because you don't want to have to go through that headache. But maybe you might have a good experience with them too. So it just depends. I just wanted to make this review so that you have eyes wide open when contacting Outlier, or if you want to apply for a job here, and you're just curious about different ways to make money online. Okay, because you might have a good experience or you might have a bad experience too. It just depends on your luck. All right, now you just have to understand too though that Outlier is still a freelance work platform. That means that if you don't do work, you're not going to get paid, right? So yes, it is like a freelance job platform, but this is not a business opportunity. There's no leveraged income. You can't leverage the power of the internet. All this is you're working online and you get paid for the hours that you put in, okay? And on this channel, I have reviewed hundreds and hundreds of different ways to make money online. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Some opportunities don't even pay out. Some are scams, right? But out of the really good ones, what I've realized is that if you're going to be online, you may as well leverage the opportunities where you can make automated income or you can create leverage. That means you can use software, you can use ads, you can use videos, you can use webinars to make even more money, even if you're not physically there all the time, right? And there are some great business models where you can do that. There's some really bad ones too, all right? But out of the ones that I've tested, I've put in a lot of my own money as well. There was one of these business models that I used to completely change my life. I quit my full-time job in 2019 because of it. I 5 times my old salary. I retired my mom last year. It's an amazing industry. I make multiple 5 figures a month from this particular specific business model. If you want to check it out, I've got a free masterclass that shows you how I do it step by step. Click the link all the way at the bottom and you can check it out for free if you would like. All right, wish you all the best. I hope you have a good experience with Outlier. If you decide to check them out, you don't have to if you don't want to, but this is basically my unbiased opinion of Outlier, and I hope to see you on another video review. Take care and all the best to you.